Farming has been a part of my life since the day I was born, and I can honestly say I have loved almost every day of it. But more recently, my feelings towards farming have changed. What started as a typical Saturday grain harvest here at the farm quickly turned into something I had never expected and never hoped for. And that was a farm accident that happened here at the farm that not only brought physical pain, but also the mental toll on me of not being able to do the work I love during the best time of the year, harvest. And it broke me. It's one of the toughest things I've ever physically and emotionally had to go through, not only as a farmer, but as a person. And I created this channel as a goal of showing the highest of highs and the lowest of lows on my farm. And as fun as it is to show the highs, this is definitely one of the hardest videos that I've ever had to make. But I believe that this injury has taught me a lot of lessons, made me a lot stronger as a person, and I want to share some of those lessons that I've learned going through this experience with you guys today. Now, before we dive into it, I need to say I'm not creating this video to seek pity or to have anyone feel bad for me. I am 1000% just making this video to share with you guys my experience, hopefully to connect with someone else that might be going through tough times, whether just in life or in farming, and also to inspire people that might be going through tough times now or maybe going through tough times in the future. For starters, the two words mental health and farming are two words that are rarely, if ever, used in the same sentence. And as a farmer myself, I can speak that oftentimes, I would suppress a lot of my mental emotions and thoughts by just simply coming out here into the farm, working on a piece of equipment, working on some sort of project, and a lot of times I'd forget about those emotional thoughts and I'd avoid thinking about them in terms of working on something else to suppress that. But once the injury came and I wasn't able to come out here to the farm, wasn't able to work every single day and fill a lot of that time, a lot of those thoughts and emotions began to boil up inside my head, and there was no escaping them. There was no being able to work on pieces of equipment to avoid those thoughts. And I never realized how much I, as a farmer, speaking for myself only, I never realized how much I suppressed a lot of those thoughts and ideas by escaping to the farm to work on a project until the injury happened. And by not being able to operate equipment, be involved at the daily harvest operations, a lot of those feelings started to boil up and ultimately led to some anxiousness and depression, which hit me in ways it's never happened and I've never felt before. And it actually hit me a lot harder than I ever thought it would. I remember sitting in the hospital bed the night of the accident thinking, 2 weeks from now, I'll be back on my feet, back running the combine, back doing what I love. My parents will be able to get by for a couple weeks. And now here I am, 45 days later, haven't ran a piece of equipment since the day of the accident, still trying to heal and get better. But here's the thing. As much as this injury has sucked, it's given me a chance in my life to stop, slow down, and to think. To think about where I see myself in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. An opportunity that I haven't thought about in a very, very long time. And it's also made me realize that as much as I feel like my identity is, I'm a farmer, so my whole life should revolve around farming, and farming is the core of who I am, that's also just not true. I mean, I as a farmer can have other hobbies. I as a farmer, my number one role here on earth is to be a child of God, to help preach his message to other people. So I feel like as much as the injury has slowed me down and made me think about these other aspects, it's also made me appreciative because I've thought about these other aspects of my life in ways that, to be honest, I hadn't thought about. I was suppressing by keep working here at the farm, constantly staying busy, and now it's given me a lot more clarity on where I see myself moving forward. And I personally feel like the feelings that I've had of anxiousness and depression, being I'm only a 25-year-old farmer, I feel like these feelings a lot of other farmers have or have had, not only farmers but also people, but for some reason we don't want to express a lot of that for some reason, because especially in farming, if you express that you have some sort of weakness or something's kind of going wrong, you don't ever want to talk about that, and heaven forbid that any of the neighbors find out about it, because it's not what we do in farming. And I'm not really sure why that stigma is. Personally, myself, I feel like by being able to talk about it and express it, I'm able to relate with other people better. And I'm also able to view it more inside of myself by hearing my own thoughts out loud, and I'm able to process it and think through it more rather than just containing it all and shelling it all inside my heart and my head. That's why I wanted to talk about it, and I think a lot of other farmers can relate to something similar like that I'm going through. Now, as a college graduate, I've taken far too many English, reading, math classes to know exactly whether it needs to be a semicolon or a colon after a specific word. But I haven't taken any official training on mental health, listened to a few seminars, but never really dived deep into it. And 2 months ago, the words I'm saying now would have never came out of my mouth. I was mentally strong, I was mentally there. But now, after this injury, I'm slowly trying to build that all back up. So it's something that I've been learning about, something that I just wanted to share. And now it's time to pose to me. The title of today's video is, Did Farming Really Break Me? And the answer is, yeah. I just went on and on about explaining to you how I think differently, how I look at life differently, how I have a different perspective on everything. I'm now trying to take things slower in life, try to slow down, enjoy all the small things and all the great things that are going on in life. So, did farming break me? Absolutely. And you know what? It broke me in a better way, because I believe I'm a better person for the accident. I feel like I'm a better person to think about all the mental things in my life moving forward rather than just trying to suppress them like I had been doing in the past. And that's my story. And I share that because I believe there's people out there going through similar situations, maybe completely different from farming, but having similar thoughts where they're suppressing a lot of those mental health thoughts and suppressing a lot of those feelings they have inside and trying to bury them. And I just share it to know that you're not alone. There's other people out there that are fighting a similar battle. And it wasn't too many weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago now, where I was sleeping in till about 10:30 in the morning. Didn't really have a lot I could do. Didn't really have the motivation to do anything, really. And, I just remember seeing that light at the end of the tunnel saying, keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's what I would tell you if you're going through something. Keep fighting the good fight, because better days are ahead. And if you are fighting something like that, and you want me to keep openly sharing some of my feelings, some of me getting back to 100% here at the farm, best thing you can do to let me know is go ahead and hit that like and comment down below to let me know. And with that, that's all I got for today's video of High Tech Farmer. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. We'll see ya in the next one.